Hello, and welcome back to another Llorwyn Eclipsed Premier Draft. A Johnny's here, so we pick a Johnny. I think that's pretty straightforward. Glamour Gifter and Nameless Inversion are some of the other high pickups here. I like Cinder Strike, but I've been staying away from Elementals. I'm trying to get into Elves and Merfolk kind of exclusively. That seems like the only decks that can consistently trophy. So I love Elementals, but I'm going to wait until Elves and Merfolk are more contested before we get into them. And since 17 lands does not work with the first pick, we're going to take a screenshot of this first pick.
Here to bring you home.
Ooh. Bree is here. This card is a bomb. Wins the card. I mean, red, white is not a thing. Not a color pair I want to be playing. But Bree is so good, I gotta find a way to splash her. Other picks here are the Regenerate. This is just one of the 2 mana cards that's overstated once you get the blight counters off it. I like all those cards. And I mean, we're trying not to play red, white, or elementals. We're trying to get into Merfolk or elves, but what are we supposed to take here if not Explosive Prodigy? Let's take the Explosive Prodigy. Okay, now here, Feed the Flames. Torchmaster is not that far away from a 2 mana 2/2. And then Spikeling is just one of the less inspiring changelings. Does not block great. Well, this is like the first elf we've seen in a while, and that Regenerate was a good Merfolk, but they're giving us elementals. So I think we gotta take elementals and hope that Bree and Ajani are drawn enough that we get to do our thing. Okay, here there's Assert Perfection. And now we don't really have a red-white card to take. I don't like any of these red-white cards. So Assert Perfection is the best card here. We take Sneakling for Vivid if we are playing blue and black, but I don't know that we are. Alright, I know that we would really like to play white. Both our bombs have white in their mana costs. So this is a Kithkin. But I think we'll take it. What if we do red, blue, splash white? Can we really splash double white? Probably not. We probably should have taken the elemental. Alright, well, let's get crazy with it. Let's take Shimmer Creep and see if we can do Vivid, get all this stuff going. Springleaf Drum would be a way to get that to go down. As would Fair Core. I think I'm going to take the Elder Auntie, though, since it creates black for Vivid. Would be green base? Who knows? This is a messy draft, I'll say that. Look at this. Hot mess. Take the brute here. There's not really a ton of giant synergies besides the, I think it's a 4 or 5 mana giant that gives all giants double strike. We don't have any Eclipse cards to actually go fetch the Furdock core yet. This can be awkward if you need the mana from Furdock core to cast the Eclipse card fetching Furdock core. Now here, how many goblins do we actually have? One. This could fetch a mountain. We could say that we're green base. Splashing for a Johnny and Bree and Shimmer Creep. Alright, let's see if we can pull this draft in and save it. Maybe green-white splashing red is a possibility. Kithkin. Take a Burden Stone back here. Rejuray is a 2-drop in white, so we'll take it. Even though there are cards like Seer here. I mean, Seer is pretty good though. And we're playing red for Bree. Now we'll take Rejuray. I think we gotta be responsible. Let's make a functioning green-white core and then see if red actually gets played. Got a good amount of red. There's another Rejuray, wow. Another 2-drop in white. We'll take it. Picking up Merfolk. I think we'll take it just for the life gain in body. Alright, so I've decided red-white stuff. Looks like a more reasonable base than green. I mean, said, what do we take here? We take a Flaring Cinder. Be a little hard to cast. I think we want a Gristle Glutton over the Elemental there. Rooftop Percher is fine. We'll pick it up here. I think we want to be able to affect the board enough early on that we can protect our Ajani. So playing a bunch of different colors to try and splash Ajani doesn't make sense if we just play it, create a 1/1, and then let it die. Yeah, I think the Vivid Dream is dead. We're gonna hope to not have to play that Enraged Flamecaster. Figure of Fable we will take even if we are not playing green. Card is stupid busted. And we'll see if a Hubble Hurler wheels out of this pack. Not much else for us. Okay, there we go. Yep, that's a reason to be red-white. Sourybred Auntie is here. I do like that, especially with 2 Sundapple Celebrants to convoke out. But we'll take the Spine Rock Tyrant. Champion of the Klotchen. Do we actually have enough Kithkin to behold it? I don't think we do. So I think it's got to be Sourybred Auntie or the Kolrath Zealot. Preacher also is something we could take for a life gain. But let's look at it on 17 lands. Kolrath Zealot, Sourybred. T. Oh, well, we took the Sourybred Auntie. There it is. I think I like the Hubble Hurler here. Burning Curiosity, yeah. There's the Boldwind Aggressor. We do have 6 giants. This thing could be a problem for our opponent. Our giants are already pretty expensive. I do like a Flock Imposter to flip stuff back. 2 hand if they're gonna remove it like Bree. Alright, I like the Meander's Guide here to threaten a crackback if they attack. For example, a Johnny. And we'll take a Flamekin Guildweaver here. And we have some cuts to make. I think including the Shimmer Creep. I don't think we have enough elementals to behold only 4 other elementals. So we'll take a Kolrath Zealot. And even though we're red-white, we have a surprising lack of removal for Spine Rock Tyrant to copy. So Spine Rock Tyrant is going to be like a 5-mana 6/6 flying most of the time. That's still probably good enough. So there are some individually powerful cards in this deck. I do have some concerns over playing red-white and having a removal stack this low. It's basically just Feed the Flames and Explosive Prodigy for 2 damage. Alright, I think we're going to have to be proactive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards over CMC 4. I think we do convoke well, so at least one celebrant is coming in, maybe even two. One hurler is coming in. Let's get one Kolraz Zealot in. 9-8 seems fine. Alright, let's play this disaster. Guski will be our first opponent. Let's keep this. Uh-oh. Turn 2 Thought Wealth Lieutenant is terrifying. We should have played a mountain to play the Flaring Cinder. We will take that trade. One, two, three. Then we'll have 1, 2, 3 mana left, and can convoke out the Sundap Celebrant. I think we'll still probably pitch the mountain. See if we can get another plains for a card like this. I don't know if that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we can't convoke this out. Did I do the math wrong? No, we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can't. So might as well pitch the land. He's got an island in his Kidskin deck. Seems out of place. Easy no block. Let's give it to our Flaring Cinder so it can do the most damage. Okay, we'll take that trade. And now we'll convoke out Sundappled Celebrant. And have something big enough to block his Bristlebane Outrider. He's hovering Figure of Fable because that will win the game if we get to pump her to her maximum shape. And we have 3 plains, 3 other lands, so we wouldn't be able to do it next turn, but we'd do this, then the following turn, make her a 7/8, basically unblockable, unremovable. Let's play the Flamekin Guildweaver. And make his Glamourmite unable to block, so we can do maximum damage here. We're doing a nice chunk of 11 damage here, knocking him to 4. One more for hire. Yikes, that's 4 life gain, a 4/4 body, and reach. We can make it unable to block. I think we want to make the Bristlebane Outrider unable to block, though. Right? We attack with our 5/6, our 4/3, and our 4/5. If he ate our 3/2, and then he chumped our 5/6, then we do 8 damage. So I think he needs to block something other than the Flaring Cinder. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's acceptable. Got 3 creatures. He's at 1 health. So we hopefully punch through the last few damage before he can play out the rest of his hand here. If he's got another giant, we're in trouble. Okay. Noggle Robber is potentially okay. He's got 4 mana left. Does he have removal? Like Assert Perfection? He's hovering Outrider like he does. Okay, that is alright. Unfortunately no action. Any CMC4 plus card and we are discarding and drawing a card. So we attack here, he needs to block everything. He can eat the Flaring Cinder with Outrider. Block Brambleback Brute without dying with Imbuer, and then he loses his Noggle Robber and makes a token. So I think we chill here. He unfortunately could have a huge crackback with the Thought-Left Imbuer pumping his Bristlebane Outrider. Oh, and he adds 2 creatures to the board. Good for him. Now we need to chump. I think we want to keep the Flaring Cinder so if we get a CMC 4+, get another card to draw. That's not it. Okay, we'll take 9 here. Come on, any action. 4, 7, 8. All right. So how do we want to block here? 6, 7 is going to survive that. And then we probably want to trade the Timid Shield Bearer instead of Flaring Cinder. Because we are going to draw a CMC 4+. I can feel it. He's also not going to have anything. Cool. Cool. He only has 5 power on board, so it's got to be another chump to the Sun-Dappled Celebrant. He's been doing work this game. Now Meander's Guide can get back a Timid Shieldbearer or a Encumbered Regeray or a Burdened Stoneback. Maybe even a Figure of Fable. I think Figure of Fable would actually be the best. If we play out our lands, can we pump it to the point where it gets protection from everything? This would be 6, 9, 10 mana. We can get to 9 mana here. Oh, we don't have another Merfolk. Whoops. That card's not great in our deck. We do have a couple Merfolk here or there, but without consistent Merfolk to target. It's not great. Wow, we did it there with Sun-Dappled Celebrant, just making him chump block with a billion creatures. That was rough. I'm going to take the Meander's Guide out of the deck. We have to tap specifically a Merfolk to get a creature back. Let's add a Gristle Glutton. We do have ways to remove blight counters. 2 Regerays remove blight counters just by tapping. 2 Burdened Stonebacks remove them by giving Indestructible, and a Brambleback Brute removes them by making an opponent's creature unblockable. Okay, we'll keep this. Explosive Prodigy actually gets to be cast for 3 if the Regeray lives, because Elder Auntie will make a black and red token, as will the Sourbred Auntie. I guess Meander's Guide would have 2 Regerays, 1 Wanderbrine Preacher, and the Rooftop Percher to tap. That's not enough targets. Also, we don't have double red yet to cast our double red cards. I think I'd like to blow up his Flamecaster and attack with a Regeray. We like that better than playing the Brambleback Brute and Elder Auntie. I presume he'll trade here. Yeah. I like the other line better. Explosive Prodigy. Clear the way to attack with Regeray, let it get big. We're on the play. Are we on the play? We'll play our card before his. This is dumb. He could have a Claymore Gifter, but we get free damage. And now, without our Regeray, the Vivid on Explosive Prodigy is only 2. We'll need to get a Sun-Dappled Celebrant out or some other white card before we can actually blow up this Twin Flame Travelers. Alright. He's going to add a lot of mana here. 4 mana. On top of the 4 mana he's already got. So if he plays a land, he's got 9 mana to spend this turn, which is terrifying. Also, if he plays a card like Rhymekin Recluse, that's double bouncing. So if we can get through this turn without him doubling too many effects from Twin Flame Travelers, then I'll feel good about blowing it out with Explosive Prodigy. I just don't know if we'll get there. Look at all this mana. Okay, that's alright. That is also alright. Kind of. We gotta blow it up. Instant or sorcery. Alright. It's either Rooftop Percher or Explosive Prodigy. Alright, he's still doubling Elemental, enter the battlefield effects, and Ashling's effect. But we have very limited removal in this deck. Basically, Feed the Flames is the only thing that could blow up Twin Flame Travelers besides Johnny if he chooses to attack with it this turn. He probably will choose to attack with it. So we've got a 8% chance of drawing something that blows up his Twin Flame Travelers, presuming he attacks with Twin Flame. Yikes, that will go fetch 2 things. Oh, Rhyme Speaker, so he's going to be drawing, yep. Double removing. I think that's it for us here, since we don't hit. Our removal. I'm actually kind of tempted to make this unable to block. Figured it out, dang. Play the Shield Bear. He really just needs to play out a couple of elementals here. It's going to poke us for 4. The next CMC 4 plus. That he draws this turn also will poke us for 4. I'll call that a wrap. We'll scoot out of here. Good elemental deck. We just did not do enough with our dorky red-white no removal deck. Alright, let's keep it. No double red again for the Spine Rock Tyrant. But we can play out everything else in our hand, and if we really needed to, we could use the Colrat Zealot for basically cycling to go grab a mountain. We're going to play our Rejurai first. Hope that we can attack it next turn. But if he plays some blocker, we'll drop a Elder Auntie this turn, and then hope to give it Indestructible Burden Stone back soon. Okay, so now we don't get to attack. Let's drop our Elder Auntie. I'm not willing to trade for a random card that he discards from his hand with Iron Shield Elf for 0 mana. Okay, so Forging Wicker Maw is attacking as a 3-power creature here now. A 3/5. I think we just take this. Unfortunately. He's beating us down quick. Three, 5. 5, 3. I think we kind of need to play the Sundappled Celebrant and then just pray, right? Alright, well, he needs to discard a card here, and he doesn't kill the Sundappled Celebrant unless he's got some extra action. He does have some extra action. But he doesn't discard a card from hand to make it indestructible. That's weird. Or a 3. Okay, so we play this. And we can play out this Burden Stoneback, and then he's blown something else. Something up with the Elm. I think what we do here is we play the Burden Stoneback. Do we play a land for turn? I need to look at 17 lands. Do we play a land for turn? That's very important. Oh, I can't see. Okay, alright, well. I'm gonna assume we did. Okay. Okay. He can blow it up. He can blow up Elder Auntie. Not much we can do about that. Okay, that's enough. We're dead, right? Alright. So he did it. He beat us down with Duran. That was pretty good there. It could have been even worse for us if he had discarded a card to keep the Iron Shield Elf alive. Okay, cool. Rejuray, turn 1. Or turn 2. And hopefully we start working those blight counters off. If he plays any X2, we can clear the way by playing Explosive Project. I think that will make that play this time. This time we opted to develop out to the board and trade for, I think, something very similar. I think we literally opted to trade for a explosive, a Thoughtweft Lieutenant. Alright, I like keeping Flock and Posture up. We could block one of his 1/1s with the Explosive Prodigy, prevent 1 damage, but more importantly, put Explosive Prodigy back in hand so that we can do our ETB effect again. He's hovering Regenerate like he's got removal. Alright, pre-combat, let's play the Prodigy. See what the deal is. What is he holding up? Blossoming Defense. Okay, that's good to know before we attack. I don't mind trading Explosive Prodigy for, not even Explosive Prodigy's ETB effect for a card. So let's just play out the Wonderbrine Preacher after we attack with Block and Posture here. 5-4. We'll trade for 2 1/1s. I think we'll sit back this turn. Alright, let's get in there with just the Regenerate. We trade for a 3-3 and a 1/1, that's fine. We probably should have played the Plane since we have the Figure of Fable. Alright, let's play the Burden Stone back. We can give our Wonderbrine Preacher Indestructible. Then attack out here. I think I'm willing to trade an Explosive Prodigy for a 1/1. 6, 7. Alright, so we can activate Shield Bearer and give something indestructible with Stoneback next turn. Or we play Sourbred Auntie. We Blight 2 onto our Stoneback. We get in there. We'll keep this land in hand. We do have Flaring Cinder to discard it with, as well as a Gristleblood. I think I would have waited till our turn to do that. Okay. I mean, pumping the team is best, right? Just attack and pump the team. Might as well give this guy indestructible. and we did it. Punch through. We have not seen a Johnny or Bree in a single game yet. And that's how we got into this mess of a deck. Alright, we'll draw them next turn. Next game, for sure. Okay, let's keep it. Alright, let's see if he'll trade. Typically don't like that trade. He gets surveil value out of it, but if it clears the way for us to play a Johnny and start making tokens, then I'm glad to do it.
Side by side we fight.
He's got a scary elf deck. Eclipsed elf is great. Oh no. Oh no. White one, he's going to be able to kill our X1s.
My allies stand strong.
It's one less elf for him. And I think here we just play out the Elder Auntie, make another 1/1.
Stand by my side, friend.
No, High Perfect Morcant is so good. At least if he taps the elves to proliferate, we can blow up High Perfect Morcant with a Johnny.
Justice is done.
We're gonna land cycle now and whip out the Flock Imposter. As we block Twilight Diviner, probably. Oh my goodness. Followed up by a Morcant's Loyalist that can also get back his High Perfect Morcant when he dies. I don't think we're beating an elf deck like this with a lot of different decks. Tempted to send Elder Auntie back in case we don't hit a land drop. Jump here to keep Johnny alive.
Stay down.
Make a 2-2 and a 1-1 and a 1-3. Is that better than playing the Spine Rock Tyrant? I think we gotta play out the Spine Rock Tyrant. Hope for the best. No way. Well, Johnny did his best, but Hyper Morkan I think is an even stronger rare, simply because it goes in the elf deck. This would have been nice earlier if we could have removed High Perfect Morkant before he got it back. Dawn Blessed Pennant. I think we're going to see the Pennant more often with how heavy the elf decks are on elves, merfolk are on merfolk, and Kithkin are on Kithkin. Okay, there are some cards where we can remove blight counters finally. I don't expect he'll attack here. That's gonna get out of hand quick. I don't know if we can get rid of blight counters fast enough. Can I remove his blight counters? Hopefully these count as his blight counters and not ours, so he doesn't get to proliferate. Okay, fine. If we put it on the Burden Stone back, then he could proliferate and kill the stoneback, but if the 2 counters we removed count as his counters, yeah. Oh. Huh? The Burden Stoneback has a -1/-1 counter that he owns? Is that how Blight works? Must be. The more you know. Alright. Chances are very slim. He would really have to misplay. But we'll keep taking counters off Hovel Hurler. So problem is he can proliferate and shrink our Hovel Hurler here. But I think we have to block like this. Hope he doesn't realize that and then pumps but doesn't proliferate. That's, I guess, another line. But it seems worse than the other two. Pumping and shrinking. He's going to lose his Eulogist now. Land will not do it. Alright, well, that's what we get for drafting one of the not really supported color pairs. We drafted it for a Johnny and Bree, and we saw a Johnny in only 1 game, and it still wasn't enough to overcome a synergistic elf deck. So we've learned our lesson. We'll stick to merfolk and elves, and if it's really open, the Kithkin. Good games. We'll see you next time.